the printer. Hey, look, guys, where are we? Look, how many hours remain to election? It's less than 12 hours. What? The time is almost 9 o'clock. We got 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In 9 hours, Liberians will be going to the poll to cast the vote in this very important election of our country. And from what I'm seeing, I'm on the ground in Monrovia in Liberia, and everyone seems to be ready to go. Everyone is set. I got my badge today from the National Elections Commission, the media badge. Not too many people got this. All these people that got talk show and platform, I challenge them and then show this thing they got. But we got it. Closing argument got it. You see, National Elections Commission, 2023 General Elections Media, St. Thomas and George, the closing argument signed by the Chairman of the Elections Commission, Madam David Eder Brown Lasana. She signed this. Peabody got his, I got mine, and we are ready for the elections. Tomorrow, we'll be voting. I want to say thanks to Oni Roberts of the True FM. He did a very great job making sure that we are ready, we're all prepared for this election. And today, as we went around the city, everyone is prepared. People already deployed the poll watchers across the country, and people who are voting, who registered to vote out of town, they are all gone. Tomorrow, I know I will be in Habel early morning. I'll be voting in Habel. So Peabody will be in Orange Grove. You'll be voting in Orange Grove, and we'll be on the ground. We'll be voting, taking part in these elections. It's very important that we are all involved. It's been a very quiet time in the city after yesterday chaotic closing. But the city has been relatively peaceful, calm. We drove around today, and people are just getting ready. People buying food, cooking, and getting ready for election, and people reflecting on the elections tomorrow. We all should maintain the peace and stability of our country. We all should make sure that elections are held in a peaceful environment, and we'll also be part of this process and preach peace, nothing but peace. And I'm telling you, as people is all hype ready for this election tomorrow. Just as I was retiring for the day to come in to start the show, we saw people getting ready. Some people are going out of town. The guys with me, they went. The guys who were me, they're voting in Bon County tomorrow, so they left this evening. So we are here, and people are excited. Some people are nervous, but that's election, and we have less than 8-9 hours to elections, and this will be history. So tomorrow, we encourage everybody to be peaceful and vote their conscience tomorrow. The election is very key to our country's future, and we all should ensure that we do the best for Liberia tomorrow. But Chairman Ben, good to see you.
Thank you. Thank you.
We just got back. We've been up and down today, touring the city, and we are back and ready to go.
Thank you. We will be making landfall tomorrow morning. We're in the region tomorrow morning at what time I think I get in? 9:30. We'll be making landfall from the Roberts International Airport straight to Sacagawea, Nimba County. We will be there to exercise our franchise. And we want to thank the people of Liberia for an exciting what? How long has it been? I feel like this has been the longest presidential cycle in the history of our country. But like you said, I think the time has arrived, and we will go tomorrow and we ask everybody to be peaceful. Everybody should be peaceful. I do believe that it's going to be a peaceful day. It's going to be a peaceful day. What we pray for is the aftermath. We pray for the aftermath. For me, I believe that we all go out and exercise our franchise tomorrow, and after that process, we go home. We go to our respective places, dwelling places, and then we wait. And then we wait. There should be no reason why people should try to circumvent or to jump ahead. I know there will be people. I know that the NEC will be posting the what is it called? The returns on the different polling centers, and so people will have access to some of the numbers. But that would not be indicative of the whole picture. Because of how contentious this process has been, we're asking for calm. We're asking for calm. The best candidate or candidates will win tomorrow. The Liberian people will ultimately make a decision on who they want to lead them for the next 6 years and 9 years, respectively. Senate, President, and House of Representatives. So we want to say thank you to all of that, to everybody. It's an exciting time in Liberia. As you can see, I have the Liberian flag behind me. It is important that we preach the message of unity, peace, and togetherness. All this bitterness, all the ma and pa cussing, all this screaming, and everything that has happened over the last couple of days, over the last couple of months, we say, please take it one step at a time, take a breath of fresh air, and let peace reign in our country. Liberia is for all of us. It's not for one political party, not for one political leader, or for one standard bearer. But we want to welcome all of our folks who are following us, and we thank them for being on this journey, Tomalin. It's been a journey. It's been a real journey. And so we want to thank them for following. But like I said, we look forward to tomorrow being a historic day, like it always has been. So we want to thank everybody.
Yes, I'm telling you, and today is no campaigning. You know, the campaigning ended yesterday. You're not like we want to talk about encouraging people to go and vote. Yes, I was just one thing I would tell the ANC people out there, they should be happy. The people are all deployed. I think I can confirm that they are the
CPP.
Oh, the CPP people, I forgot. Sorry, CPP people. They have all the poll watchers deployed. I was just looking at some of them, and they are all prepared, man. They have the people all deployed, and people were telling they'll be to play by 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. They'll be at the Bureau precinct and getting ready. And also the ruling CDC too are prepared, and UP. I think there's a problem. I think there's an issue with some issue that they have with one of the counties. Somebody took money for poll watchers, and I hope it is resolved it, but it was scary for them, man. That's why. But again, always say, go on tomorrow, go and exercise your franchise, vote your conscience. I'm wearing the T-shirt. Your vote is your voice. Yes. And in my bulletproof jacket, my bulletproof vest, especially we are accredited media people, so we can go to any police station tomorrow. We have our badge to go to anywhere tomorrow across the country. And we're not via more people. We're not just talk show people that just come and just make noise, talk lies, and give misinformation. They can't even come on the ground. They get all the big mouth that stay in America. They talk show and just talk about tapata. They get all the big mouth. They can't even make
it was a peace ring. Yeah, man.
Yeah, but we're trying to show it. But we are here, man. Guys, we come for peaceful election. And we are okay, man. We are okay.
It's an exciting time. It's an exciting time. Election business is always exciting. Elections is always exciting, and we want to thank all of the. Listen, let's thank Truth FM. Let's thank Hot FM, Puma FM, all of the network of community radio stations that have carried this program. We want to thank all of you. We cannot thank you enough. It's been a whirlwind. Listen, man, it's sometimes I couldn't pray for this day to just come and be over with, so that normalcy, a sense of normalcy, can return. Tomlin,
Yes.
it's been exhausting. It's been exhausting. It's been it's I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes when I think about it, right? When I think about the level of venom, the level of hate, and there's a I hope the studio get that video. I'm gonna put it in the chat room. There's a video that I posted with a guy, a CDC guy and a Unity Party guy hugging and especially taking into consideration what we saw happen yesterday. I think it was such a powerful message for all of us. I just want to say, first of all, what happened yesterday, our heart and our prayers go out to all the victims. And no one should lose their life, or no one should get hurt as a result of a political disagreement. I think it is important that we state that for the record, Tomlin, that this is not a zero-sum game. We're going to be here again. We're going to be having another election again in 6 years. We're going to have another election again in 6 years. So it is important that we exercise our franchise and not kill each other or harm each other. I'm hoping and praying. I've been watching different videos. I've been on the phone with a lot of folks, stakeholders, and I can tell you this election is very important. The eyes of the world is on Liberia. We want to thank the National Elections Commission for doing a great job so far. The crucial hour now is upon the neck. The credibility, the integrity of the elections. We want to thank all of our international partners, those who have been there for the country. Let's thank the police. Let's thank the security agencies. Let's thank all of those people, the neck workers, Tomlin, those people who are out there in the counties, who are in the remotest parts of Liberia, playing the role and making sure our people get a chance to exercise their franchise. We want to thank all of them from the bottom of our heart, that this is about our country. Liberia is a country that is blessed, and I think it is important that we send a shout out. If there's anybody else that I miss, I think as we go on with the program, we will thank them. But I had a long conversation with the folks from the AFL. They are patriots. It's just a great feeling. It's just a great feeling. But let's welcome Keff Hassan to the program also, and we're going to be having a fascinating discussion. Today is no politics. Nobody's snapping at one another. Nobody's campaigning for any candidate. Today is all about preaching a message of peace and hope and togetherness. Because at the end of the day, we are all Liberians. And whoever wins, that person will be president, and these members of the national legislature will be our representatives. So, Keff, you want to come in to say a few words, and then Tomlin can continue.
Well, I just want to say hi to you guys. We're waiting now to see what happened. We are optimistic from our side. We know that.
No campaigning, okay?
I'm not campaigning. I say optimistic. I'm not saying that. Yeah, optimistic. Yeah, from our side. So basically, the most important thing is keeping the peace. You know, I posted something about a few minutes ago that people should actually listen to a credible network, and people should listen to where they're going to get a result. The only person can announce result is NEC. So I just want people to actually listen to NEC, and not any news media who will put you.
What do you want to say? Yeah,
What
bring it.
about
No, no.
what that is doing?
Joining us soon.
What that is doing? Yeah. So
I'm
now,
joining you phone, sir.
No, no, not yet. Not yet.
Kev, it's a major come down tomorrow. Kev,
Yeah,
the tag was printed.
Not you, man.
Mama, you're on the radio. You're on the radio, guys.
Oh, you talking about the radio? We're food to eat.
Yeah, but you're on the radio. People are listening. You guys, man.
Yeah,
man.
but what's that to eat, Kev?
Yeah, but you're on the radio. Go and do your thing.
Yeah, yeah, Kev. I'm this.
The body.
Because I'm going to settle, man. See one of my laptop works. So, you like who O'Neill?
No, man, put your glasses on, man. That Ben, you call it O'Neill. Put your glasses on.
Hey, Ben,
We hope everybody have their voters card saved and protected, because I saw a communication from the NEC, right, that people are not going to be able to vote.
And my card.
You don't have.
And guess what?
Make sure your card. Make sure you have your card. Can you see it? Okay, good. Make sure you have your card. Make sure you have your card up and ready to go and exercise yourself tomorrow. It's important. Make sure have your card to go and exercise your vote tomorrow. It's important. And I understand NEC is saying that the security is in place, so nobody needs to worry about puncturing these cards, and everybody's going to be secure. But yeah, guys, it's good to be on. It's good to be on. Kev, you were saying something? Did somebody cut you off?
Those two guys. I was talking about the peace. You know, go out there and vote. Don't stay home, because I believe it's not campaigning time. So just go out there and do your you know, cast your ballot and do what you got to do for your party, and see what you got to do. But don't let nobody, and key, do not listen to any other station. Only NEC can announce result. I did a post, and out there, and a lot of people saw my post. You know, we don't want a repeat of what happened the last time in Lofa, where people project election and it went the other way. So some will want to do that because of cause chaos. I can see some of them are celebrating now and saying that they won, you know, and doing their thing. So I know that tomorrow will be a great day. So do not no matter what, don't listen to and let me go straight to it, to be precise. Especially my former network, because I know they're good at that, in order to just, you know, put panic and confusion among the people. To not listen. NEC, the only right people to announce the results. To not listen. Go and cast your ballot. Stay home. And one important thing, and guys, because I know a political party, and especially the Unity Party, are calling the people to stay at the you cast your ballot, stay there. No, go home. Because if you stay there, you might be in the way of other people coming to vote. Stay home. Do not listen to them. Do not let them put you into a way that trouble will happen. Go home. Because when you, according to NEC, when you vote, you have to leave the area and go home. So don't go there, and then when the security say you should go, leave the area because other people need to come and vote peacefully. Do that for your country. Do not listen to what they're saying that you should stay there, because if you stay there, other people got to find a way to stay in line and vote. So why are you staying around there? Just go home and wait for the results. That's for now. That's all I gotta say, Ben.
Thank you. Come in now.
Yes. Somebody asked a question. Yeah, closing arguments are only online in the diaspora that have this accredited by NEC. Let me answer that question.
Somebody asked to go. You
when they put accredited, and mind you now, tomorrow we're not gonna stay in line. You go vote because we are media people. We just gonna go and I will vote live. I will vote live. The camera crew will be there. You'll see me voting. I'm voting live. When I arrive in Habel tomorrow, the guys will be there and I'll vote live. It's not my franchise, and then we'll be moving around. I'll go to maybe other area counties to see what's going on there and make sure that everything is going fine. And look, people are in high spirits. People are preparing. Those who are voting other town, they left, they're all gone. All the poll watchers will be deployed. The various parties have deployed the poll watchers. The observers are there. The United States government representative Foley here. The ECOWAS representative Foley, the African Union, the European Union. They are all here. And this morning, our good friend O'Neill Roberts had a great interview with the Election Commission Chairman, Madam David Edo Brown Lasana. O'Neill, man. I mean,
do you guys have a Do we have some clip? Do we have some clip of the interview?
Oh, as O'Neill should have it. If he can play, it'll be fine because he sent me the link this morning. Yeah, so the chairman was at the studio. And maybe Henry Jala. But Henry, I didn't see you. I saw you today.
I got now.
Oh, Papa, you
You recognize me out in the studio. You're going home. Apart by the car, you only that are people that recognize me.
Yeah, that are people.
Oh, man, I'll in Zumo.
You're welcome to La Bro.
I had a good meeting with but don't worry, man. I will still catch on you tomorrow. We'll be together. Yeah, don't worry. Yeah, but I asked for you all.
I was in the studio when you entered. I was the first man you saw before we were going to Chief O'Neill. I was the first person you saw, but you couldn't recognize me. I had on blue face cap. Yeah.
Somebody's asking if the closing argument will stay in Liberia until after the election. Yes, we can assure you that
we'll be there.
If there is a runoff, because somebody can win the election on the first ballot. Who knows? The Liberian people will make that determination. If there's a runoff, you can rest assured the closing argument will be there. I believe if there is going to be a runoff, it will be around November 7th. I think it's the first week the first Tuesday. It's supposed to be the first Tuesday in November. Now that is pending if there are no legal challenges, because I remember the last time there was a legal challenge by the Liberty Party and the runoff was postponed. The runoff was put off until until December. But yes, we will be there. We will be there. You can rest assured. When we speak, we don't like Tommy say it's not a joke. It's not a joke. All the stakeholders are engaged. Everybody is engaged in this process. We're looking forward to having more reactions. And as everybody move around tomorrow, you will be able to get play-by-play description of what is happening play-by-play description of what is happening. People are saying this show is now on YouTube. It is on YouTube. Y'all check your YouTube channel, the Closing Argument YouTube channel, and Real TV YouTube channel is on YouTube. I can confirm. I see here in the back that it's on YouTube. So y'all go ahead. Can somebody post the YouTube link in the? Let me see if I can post it in the chat for people. But guys, let's talk briefly about what happened yesterday. Not to beat a dead horse, but let's talk about the need for everybody to calm down. Let's talk about what happened with the CDC rally. The CPP also had a huge rally in Grand Bassa County for their closing. But something unfortunate happened yesterday, and we wanted, like we said earlier. Yeah, so please mute yourself. Mute yourself. So we want to thank everybody. We want to thank everybody for exercising the franchise. I mean, for going out there. And if anybody, for me, I think it was a sad thing. But again, like I said, let everybody just remain calm. The country is the only country that we have, and we will definitely be in the position to see and all laugh at the end of the day. So, Tommy, what are your thoughts?
Yes, it's true. As we were arriving last night, we heard about the violence that took place. I saw some videos, people wounded and so forth. It was a very sad scene, and but the Joint Security Forces was quickly to put things under control. And today, the entire city was calm. You walk through the city, drove around today, you realize, you wonder whether anything happened yesterday of that nature. But one thing I would say though, the CDC came up yesterday strong. They came out in the numbers to close the rally, and also I heard that in Buchanan too, where the CPP did their close, they were there too. They shut down Bassa too. So I don't know, but again, we'll see what happens tomorrow. But reports from the various camps, President Weah here, he's in high spirit. He's relaxed, in high spirit. Mr. Cummings too, in high spirit. I've not gotten word from the former vice president. I do know that there was some issue about some funding about the poll washers, and I think they're trying to sort that out. There's almost whether somebody took the poll washer money. Well, that's something they will sort out, but that's what I was hearing today and last night. But all we can say, we pray for a peaceful elections tomorrow, and I believe it will be peaceful. I believe that everyone will go and cast their vote, and with the results to come in. I know by this time tomorrow night we'll have some results in. We'll have people will be sending it from the various tally sheets will be from across the country. But I can say this: if you are a political party and you do not have a poll watcher or representative at the various polling station, you shouldn't blame. You shouldn't start crying. You should, because we have 300. How many? Almost 2, 3, 6 years to prepare for this day for tomorrow. You have 6 years to prepare, and politics is very expensive. It's not easy. People, as those who took people to various counties to go and register to vote for them, they're all day they've been trying to get the people to make sure the people are there. In fact, one of the guys with me, I had to pay his way to go because he registered, but his friend is running bong. So he said he registered in bong. So I said, yeah, man, go and exercise your franchise. Go and register, go and vote. So he went there this afternoon. He left. There are people who going, yeah, like for me, I'm going to Margibi to vote tomorrow in Cabell. And Peabody is going to Orange Grove in Grand Bassa to vote. And some people leaving tonight to go to the various places or polling station where they will be casting the vote. And tomorrow after voting, our brother Costa invited us to have a nice soup with him. We'll go and chill. A lot of invitation to go around tomorrow, but again, we'll be there. But let us pray tomorrow. As you go to bed tonight, Liberians across the globe, pray for our country, Liberia. Pray that everyone will vote their conscience tomorrow and will be able to ensure that it's a peaceful election, and the results that will come out of these elections, people should accept the results. If you have any problem with the results, there are legal mechanisms that are in place that you can take. You can go to and to seek redress. But I don't think even ECOWAS, the European Union, the United States, and the African Union, the United Nations will not accept or tolerate any attempt by anyone to undermine the peace and stability of this country. So I pray and hope that everyone will respect the laws and use the mechanisms in place to seek their redress. But I'm excited. I'm excited for our country. I'm excited that we have the opportunity to go to the poll. We've all gone to our heads, to all military people around with guns, and to say, yeah, you put in some fear. People will go tomorrow and peacefully vote. That's the good thing about democracy, and we're happy that we should protect this democracy that was fought by everyone. So we look forward to tomorrow joining the rest of our compatriots to cast our votes. So, guys, I don't know how you guys feel, but I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm excited that tomorrow will be the last time I took part in a voting library for many years, but tomorrow I'll be going to vote. I'm happy. I'm happy that God has blessed us to be here to do this thing. It's a thing that tomorrow you will tell your family, your children, your grandchildren that I was part of that process. So that's why we look forward to tomorrow. So all those who made it a duty to come here, to come to the homeland, the mother's land, participate in this process, hats off to them. Those who didn't, but it's going to be there some way or the other to ensure that they are actively involved. We say hats off to them too. So let us pray for our country tomorrow and go and vote tomorrow. Sylvester Pee Wee, what's up, brother? The man be in the jungle all over the country.
There's an announcement need to be made because of people who lose their voting card. Sylvester, there's some noise coming from your end. People lose their voting card. Cesar Rao at Hard FM do have 40 voting card. You can go to Hard FM, also Freedom FM, most of the FM station, OK FM. If your voting card is missing, please go to the stations and ask and check. Go to Hard FM, go to Freedom FM. It's a lot of voting cards there. So go and get your voting card. Go there and get your voting card. If you don't, you will not be able to vote tomorrow. So please go to OK FM, Hard FM, Cool FM, most of the FM stations, please go there and get your voting card. Your voting card is there. I hope the public hear me and will go and get your voting card.
Okay, what do you mean by your voting card is there? Are they lost card? What do you mean by that?
Yeah, they lost card. They lost card. Yes,
okay.
as if you no. I say if your card is missing. That's what I said from the beginning. Card is missing. Go there and get your voting card. If your card is missing, let me repeat it again. If you lost your card is missing, go to Hard FM. Go to most of the FM station, OK FM. Go there and get ask for your voting card. Most radio stations have a lot of voting card that was missing. So please go there and check and get your voting card. So we announce it around. So go and get your voting card and vote. So if you don't have your voting card, it's missing, go and get your voting card. A lot of voting card at radio stations. Okay, I see. I thought you were saying something good, sir.
All right, so yeah, Sylvester, you got something to say? Go ahead, Sylvester.
Oh yes, basically, I've just again yesterday issue. We want to pray for this country and condemn whatsoever that unfolded yesterday in the country. And today, we all are now soberly reflecting. There's no campaign period. We back home in our era of where we're going to cast our ballot. I just arrived in Zozo City itself after leaving Monrovia sometime this afternoon. And I mean, the place, Lufa County, ever since I entered Lufa from Bon County, is very quiet. Folks are reflecting and interacting, basically. And what I observed, I observed a very huge level of people moving, people being commuted from different part of the country to exercise their political franchise. I mean, that's it. That's the condition. The atmosphere here in Zozo City tonight is very calm, peaceful. Everyone is reflecting, I guess, from the square, the gas station, where we interacted with other individuals from other political persuasions, and the process is very calm, and we look forward to exercising our constitutional responsibility, and we're calling on to will-be troublemakers to just see reason to protect this democracy. The bread is all we have then, and that's the part of the reason why we need now to protect the peace. The democracy is expensive. We all need to protect the peace. But again, from this side of the country, I can assure all of us that it's very, very, very peaceful in the rest of that. And so it is part of the reason why we came here, and we trying to sensitize our young comrades and even the elderly, saying to them that it is the peace that we all need to protect. And they all agree to that. So again, we want to categorically condemn what unfolded yesterday, and we want to call on and thank. Well, I also want to thank the international partners. While commuting on my way here today in Lofa, I interacted with part of the EU delegation and part of the AU delegation, now the ECOWAS delegation. They deploy in this part of the country also, and they all hope that we will move and protect the peace. There was a fellow that I spoke to somewhere in Zenzu, and he said to me he used to be in Liberia as an ECOMO soldier deployed here between 1993 up to 1997. Now he went to England to school. Today he's with the AU, so he's part of the mission here. So I mean, he spoke a lot about Liberia. We are very wonderful people in the rest of that. So then yes, it's come from my end on the most serious note, and I hope that we and let me congratulate, as Georgie said, all of us that took our time to come back to exercise this, our right to vote. It's a constitutional responsibility, something that I enjoy to do. So yes, I mean, it's calm, it's peaceful. I'm looking forward to going to sleep and waking up tomorrow morning and bright and early. I hope to be one of the first to vote, and then now sit and have conversation with the folks how we can maintain our peace, protect our peace, and protect the democracy. That's what we have. It's the only place we have, and we are all proud of. We move and go to our terrain. So I mean,
so Ben, what is it like in Lofa right now as you are there? What is it like in Lofa? Like you said, it's peaceful. Folks are doing their normal. What's the atmosphere between ordinary citizens? Are they interacting? Are they, because like I said, it's been very contentious over the last couple of months. What is your feeling? What are you getting from people? Are people just is there exhaustion and then people just want to get this over with and move on with their lives? Is that what you're getting, and then seeing what the results will be?
Yeah, exactly. And Ben, I thought you struck something very profound just now. If folks are exhausted and the rest of it, but yes, there's the cloud of fear that been around because in recent time this issue about the fear mongering, the scare tactics. Most of them have been very uneasy about this. But again, and what they try to do things to a little bit. I refer to it that to allow themselves to reflect on the peace. Because, for instance, this country, Ben, this country went through a tremendous bitter civil crisis. This country, it's a history I know about this country. So nobody wants to talk about war, right? So I mean, I just walked to one of the points, there's an entertainment area to the gas station, Paul Kanama area. As a matter of fact, I just spoke to some of the guys from the other side. So yeah, there's this line they want to get this out with. But now most of them are saying anyone that will beat war drum, they're not going to go to get. No, they're not going to go there. It's not going to go there. But this atmosphere of wanting. But again, what I observed is that there's going to be a very huge turn up here in Lofa, and I think that's going to apply to other countries. The turnout is going to be very huge.
Yeah, that's the feeling I'm getting. I'm getting a feeling that there's going to be close to about 80% turnout. I want to project. I want to project about 80%. I think I want to say between 75 to 80% of the registered voters are going to turn out. That's the
and I go with you on that. I go with you on that. You're absolutely correct. There's no reason for anyone to countenance that there's going to be any level of voter apathy. No, absolutely not. There's going to be absolutely not. So I mean the condition is peaceful, and the rest of it. But one thing I want to emphasize is that the leaders of this not campaign, but I need to emphasize that the leader of the coalition, all of what they engaged in now, what I observed since I came, they are talking to the young people. For instance, the campaign manager for Lofa County, Jesse Kowe, is engaged with all of the young people, talking to them to be calm, explaining to them the reason for the peace, protecting the peace. So Jesse and the rest of the team, I'm around the Benedict Kulba guest house. It's part of the reason of young people getting involved in the economy, right? So there's a guest house owned by one of our own young brother from Zola District, Benedict Kulba. And also he and Jesse Kobe, they are engaged with the youth, talking to them, making them to understand why it's important that we protect the peace. Why we understand we're going to elections tomorrow, there's a need that we coexist. So I mean, there's this atmosphere of unity now rooming among the young people here, particularly on the observation from the political, from our side of things and all of that. I think these are good signs, Ben, and I think, and I'm very delighted and proud to be a Lofian and generally to be a citizen of the Republic of Liberia.
Thank you. Family Josh, come in.
Yes, one thing I would say, again, I want to thank Oni Roberts. He has in the entire 15 counties, he has reporters spread all over the counties. So this election will be covered tomorrow by 2FM. They will be there in full. Saw a list of people that they are all spread up. Correspondents are all over the country. They are spread up. And tomorrow, once we give some analysis about the election, we have people, real people on the ground and talking to us who are engaged in the voters. So they are all spread across the country. And tomorrow, we'll come on a little late tomorrow. We'll wait till the poll close in Liberia. And yes, we will not be on a usual time. Yeah, we want to come a little bit late so when the poll all in Liberia closes and people will show up and we can start to make some analysis. But again, as I was telling some people just now, because of technology, I can tell you tomorrow you'll see all on Facebook, all on social media. As soon as the polls start to close and announce the poll closed, people will start sending numbers up from their various chat rooms, their war rooms. They'll be all over the place, and you'll see it. But again, on our laws and our constitution, only the National Elections Commission, on the chairmanship of David Edward Brown Lasana, she's charged with responsibility to announce the official election results. The law says 2 weeks after the poll, they should be done with the announcement of the announcement. But again, as I say all the time about technology, I can tell you by Friday, the election is tomorrow, Tuesday. By Friday, I can bet you the election will know exactly where the election is heading. Whether it was a one-round victory for one of the parties or a runoff, we'll know by Friday. And we'll know because people will have it all over the place, everybody prepared. And this election is so, like people are saying, it's being monitored and watched by everyone. Even our kids who are born in the U.S., who are not even put their phone in Liberia, they are concerned. Today I know my daughters were asking me, Daddy, election tomorrow. I said, yes. And they're telling me, be safe, Daddy, take care. I mean, they're advising me, take care of yourself, please. Please don't go around with strange people. Please go home early. Yes, right now it's 9:34 p.m. Yeah, we're in our place. Heavily fortified, very secure. You can where I'm sitting, you can't just come easy and reach to me. You got to go through multiples of scrutiny before you get to me, man. But that's it, man. We gotta protect ourselves, because there are some people out there who will just do some crazy things that we need to prepare ourselves and ready for this challenge. So let us get ready for tomorrow. And as we say, we all pray for peaceful election tomorrow, because it's what the both people say consequential. So we'll see it tomorrow. Let's see what happens. But we're glad to be on the ground. We're glad to be taking part tomorrow. And so soon after this show, I go take a rest and get up 5 o'clock to do my walk. I go on the beach to walk. Yeah, people don't go on the beach to walk. I'll walk on the beach tomorrow. That'll test me. After walking, exercising, and then we get ready, take our shower, and get in our car, get ready for Habel. But guys, man, we'll be there tomorrow. Yeah, Ben today we Peabody swallowed some nice domo. It's just a cook for us. Domo, real domo swallowed today. Good, nice. You're missing it, man.
All right, guys. Yeah, we can go around. Let's go around and have just a general. Like I said, today is just a free flow day. Free flow. Just have a general conversation. This is long. It's been long coming. All the hala, all the noise, all the back and forth, all the mind podcasts, all the people who've been getting personal. I kept warning you that this day was gonna come and it will go. Who will be president will be president. Who would not be president would not be president. Who would get elected would get elected. And all this personal fight, it wasn't necessary. But again, we understand politics sometimes get very emotional. People are emotional about their respective candidates. And so tomorrow, just go out there and do what you got to do. The country is bigger than each and every one of us. The country is bigger than every one of us. No one, if Joe Boycott becomes president tomorrow, he will be president of Liberia. George Weah gets reelected, he will be president of Liberia. Ellis Cummings will be president. Clarence Moneyba, Tewon Gonglo, whoever the country decides, a majority of the country decides to elect tomorrow will be president of our country. The representatives will be representatives. The senators will get senators. And like I said, we're making a decision of who's going to be running our country for the next 6 and 9 years, respectively. The senators, 9 years, the president and the House of Representatives, 6 years. By the way, I think that time needs to be shortened. It's just too long from my estimate, but that's for another discussion. But yeah, let's welcome Fred. It's good to see you. I haven't seen you in such a long time. My UNC Charlotte guy. It's good to see you, and we want to welcome you to the closing argument. But yeah, guys. Again, like I said, tomorrow we will be making landfall. You don't worry. People are asking where I am. You don't worry about my location right now. I'm in a secure location. I can't disclose my location, but you rest assured that I will be exercising my franchise tomorrow. You don't worry about me. You don't worry. You know me. I know how to move. So. But it's a good thing. I'm excited. I'm excited about tomorrow. We are all excited about tomorrow, and we look forward to having a very fascinating. Fred, it's good to see you. Welcome.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you, and it's great being here. This is my first time appearing on your show. Like you said, you are my fellow alum from UNC Charlotte, so I'm glad you have the platform. Tom Allen, good to see you, and the rest of the panelists. This is not campaign time anymore. The election is here, like Ben said. Although fight, especially the young people, it is good to be passionate about your party, about the candidate you're going to vote for. Extreme, for it to result into violence, that is what we don't want. Our country went through a lot. Many of these young people we see today, they were not born. But many of us who experienced the war and were forced into exile and finally we found ourselves in foreign land, it's hard to see our country, what we saw yesterday. We don't want to see a repeat of 1989. So go tomorrow, get to the land early and vote for your candidate. If someone crosses in front of you and you are not happy, call someone that is there with the authority to help with the pool washing or NDC worker and let them know what happened. Don't get into an argument with anybody about anything that will be confrontational tomorrow. Let us have a peaceful election. We are just human fighting, but God already know who won this. Who is going to be president for our country. I agree with you, Ben. 6 years is a long time for somebody to be president. But that is a conversation for another time. To me, personally, I think 4 years is good. Senator, 4 years is good. Representative, 2 years is good. I know election is expensive, but we also have to develop mechanism how those who contesting for office can finance the election instead of the money coming from the national government. You know, those who, that's why the election law will have to be strengthened, whoever win the election tomorrow. We need to strengthen that so not everybody should just jump to go vote. But I'm here, you know, to listen. Let us chat about our country, the destiny of our country for the next 6 years. You know, the person who put into office from representative, senator, and our president, obviously. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And let me say, Otello, I just saw your comment. I do agree. I stand by my comment. After this process, I'm not, you know, people are asking what's going to happen to all the talk shows after the elections, right? I don't know. Maybe Tommy can answer this question for himself. Peabody can answer. I know I'm not doing this again. Listen, I'm done after this process. You know, I've always said to people, I'm a man who believes in transition, right? I believe in knowing when to walk away, walk from the stage, right? It's the same thing when I was chair of the Liberty Party. I said it all the time. I said, look, after the 2017 elections, I was going to move on to doing something else. We got into this social media and talk show business just by accident, by love for country, having discussions about our country. I personally, I can't speak for the closing argument as an institution because we are a democratic institution. Keff may decide that he want to continue. If his government gets re-elected, he may want to decide he want to continue propagating his government's message. If he goes back into opposition, he was in opposition. CDC was in opposition for 12 years on a unity party. If by any chance his party doesn't win, he may want to continue holding whoever wins the election accountable. But I personally, I can say that confidently. I am, after whoever gets inaugurated as president of Liberia, I'm done with this. I mean, from time to time, we will be engaged in discussions, but I can't do this. Listen, this has been the most scrutinized that I think I've ever been in my life. And I don't know if I could go another year going through this, but to be frank with you, it's been a very, very amazing experience over the last couple of years. Just getting to know people, reaching out there, going in people's living rooms. I don't know. Maybe it could be fun part of our conversation today. What do you guys think? What do you think about the fate of social media? Are we going to stay engaged the way we have been engaged for the last couple of years? Is it going to change? Are we going to be a lot less interested? Because, you know, I come from the school of, and Fred, you know, I mean, we went to school together. So, you know, we took at UNC Charlotte. One of the things that our professor always used to talk about, Professor Beth Whitaker, right? She used to talk about the fact that democracy is a relay, right? And Barack Obama also used to say that. Or you also say that your job as a citizen does not end on election day. It continues because you now have to make sure that those who made promises to you during a campaign live up to those promises. What do you think the Liberian Facebook and social media space is going to look like after all of this? Anybody can take that, can answer that question. I'm just really interested to see how people are going to behave, especially after all of this, you know, all of this venom and all of this back and forth. Do you think it's going to be as vibrant as it has been? Or do you think people are going to take a break? So that's why you muted. Go ahead.
Yes. Okay.
I
think what Ben, what we've done now from the time you guys started this process, what we've done, we've democratized the social media already. We democratize it, so it's going to be a more vibrant, and people are going to be engaged. Right? But again, it will have to come from the perspective of what now we will have, because it's not an issue that government can even, and there's no government. Because, for instance, I would sit here in Lofa, and just sometimes, but one thing is that our individual consciences, we have to be very mindful now as to how we protect the democracy and protect the peace. Mm-hmm. Because I may come here and just bring some reckless, sensational headlines and repost issues that are not right. So it is incumbent on us, individual citizens of the republic, to protect the peace. It's not going to be the government. But I can assure you, it's going to be more vibrant. It's going to be more engaging. And in some cases, it's going to be more sensational. And the process about this, and as you said, you're going to be moving to that. But here's what I'm going to announce tonight also. I'm building a network already. I'm going to create a very robust network that's going to be part of the process about
the Neo Pro.
Yes, a robust network, right? I don't think I will coin a new political commentator. No, I'm not going to be a political commentator, but I'm going to situate myself in helping the democracy, trying to speak against mis and disinformation, be more informative, engaging. So that's part of our responsibility, Ben. And sometimes, I listen to people who want to criticize, but they don't understand the reason why they do something. Somebody will come and say, "Oh, Ben did," but they don't understand where we started this process from, right? I can recall when you play a role, man. People will say what they want to say, but a young man then 1998, 99 that will come and speak on behalf of the young people, and then the president of the republic will ask them who, and then the young beautiful father they will say, but the man has spoken on behalf of the people. Yeah, he be the representation, and ever since then you started moving on to that. I mean, history, that legacy will have to endure. We have to say that. You come and go. We have to say that in other things collectively. But I know you won't play no kind of an active role, but we will bring you on our active podcast to do some analysis.
Tommy George, can you hear us? You seem to be frozen. Tommy,
yeah.
What are you going to do? What are your plans, right? Listen, we're 24 hours away, less than 24 hours away from going to the polls in Liberia. If there is a runoff, that runoff, pending if there is no legal challenge or anything, right? That runoff may happen on possibly November 7th, according to the Constitution, because it has to be, I think, the first or second Tuesday or something. And people can help me there with the law, right? I know it has to be November 7th, one of them. It has to be a Tuesday, right? It has to be a Tuesday, exactly.
Yeah.
The reason the last time it was December, it was because of our challenge, the Liberty Party challenge at the Supreme Court. And there was a stay order on the runoff to hear the case. But we have a constitutional threshold to meet where the president has to be inaugurated in January. So, but Tommy, I want to ask you, first of all, you are an originator. This name, the closing argument came from you, actually, by the way. A lot of people don't know that. This name was your idea. We were going back and forth on what we were going to name this platform. And Tommy George, let me tell you the joke. Tommy George said that night when we were on the conference call, he said, whatever y'all do, whatever y'all call that platform, we got to have a segment on the platform called the closing argument, because it's about the end of the election. We are getting to the election, so we want to hear from people. And I never forget when he said those words, I mentioned to him, I said, but Tommy, that's the name of the platform right there. And that's how come the name, the closing argument. So Tommy, what are you going to do? Are you going to stay engaged on social media? Are you going to stay on this platform? I mean, first of all, this thing is very expensive, by the way, just for the record. Mitini social media platform is no joke, right? We have done our best, and I must commend all of us. Tommy, what are your thoughts on the environment, the social media environment? What do you foresee under the new dispensation, the next dispensation that will come, whether it will be a re-elected president or a new president? What do you think is going to happen, and what will be your role? And then from there we'll go to Keff Hassan and then come to Fred.
Ben, just as you asked that question, in fact, just today, somebody approached Peabody and they said, look, we want to urge you guys not to end this thing. And when we said, it's expensive, like you said, it's expensive to run this platform, though. The person said, look.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, they said, if even you guys will do it 3 times a week, you guys should do it, but you guys should not just walk away from the stage, I said, yeah, well, we're looking at what's going to happen. We are weighing all the options involved and so forth. And so, I know we said after inauguration before we finally, but I'm sure we'll still meet. And depending on the outcome of this election, what happens, people will see the need to continue to keep the countries informed, keep the population informed. And, the social media have brought a lot of things in the public space. People use this medium to insult people, to settle scores with people. And I was saying, I know it depends who will be president or who will be reelected. You won't hear too much mind back cussing again, all the things. Because what's going to happen, some group of people will be disappointed. Because we have any election, there must be a winner. So those who will now win, they'll be disappointed. And regardless of which side that would be the losing side, will be disappointed, and they will try to either be gracious or and concede peacefully. And whoever wins this election, I believe they should have that government of national unity, so that they can bring the country. The country we are divided. Look, to the extent where you notice that people sitting down, certain places today now, certain places you can't go. You're not going to be accepted. So whoever, if President Wells is re-elected or a new president, it should unite the country. That thing about peace ambassador, they should reinforce that position to bring this country together. We are divided as a country, and so because then you see it. The minute something happen, people go and have a whole podcast on you. You go and have read a whole post on you. You know, I know that a few days ago somebody was writing, say, "Oh, hold up, brother, post on me. Joe, we are bottom and Joe ticket go like brother." I mean, you just write. If you're writing, just write stuff. You have no evidence, no proof. You write that kind of stuff because if you can write this stuff, you know. And I believe that people who have had this short lifespans theme, they will reduce. They will be taken off the stage. No one will come look after you again. You won't watch somebody cussing my back, insulting people all day. And you want to criticize the government, criticize somebody, you can do it with respect. And be civil. You don't have to go gutter, you know, and bring people, family involved into it, you know. And people find pleasure in going to Blue App and going live and just insult. But I believe after this election, in the next few days, those who will now win, they should just graciously concede, and let the country move on. Liberia cannot afford to go backwards, you know. So let's see what happens. But I think too, we should listen to the voices out there who will be asking us to stay on. We should listen to them, and so we'll a lot of options.
Kev,
people already volunteers. They want to help us. They want to come in to show that we maintain the show. We won't just accept it. We got to have a real discussion so that we reach to that point.
No, Kev, I won't vote my man Tomini small. You see, you see Tomini. Can you imagine Tomini with our closing argument? Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Tomini, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do if there's no closing? Like what? How do you wake up in the morning, right? Not looking for, because like I said, listen. We all love this platform, but this platform is Tomini's baby, though. I must admit, Tomini and his closing argument. And you know, same thing when we were at Spoon. We can talk about that. There's no taboo, right? We built, look, and I can say it today, right? I'm extremely proud of what we built at Spoon, right? I may not agree with some of the things they do now and how they go about doing what they do now, right? But we can all be proud and say, we built something, right? We created something, and we came here and we also built something. So, Kev, I'm laughing at Tomini because I'm trying to picture St. Tomini Yewodo George hanging his hat up from being on social media, from being on this platform. But with that being said, I was just a little joke with him. Let me ask you, Kev, what are your plans? What are you gonna do? Right? It's almost like we're at the end of the road, right? For a moment, but what are your plans? We're almost at the end of the road. If there's gonna be a runoff, I know we have a commitment to. At least I personally have a commitment to stay up until the new president is inaugurated. I maintain what I say moving forward. I think this is. I'm going to be going on to doing other things in my life. Not to say that I'm going to have a blockade on social media if the closing argument stay on, maybe I will appear once in a while as a as a guest panelist. But Kev, what are your plans? What do you think? What do you think is going to be the status or the whole mindset of social media and talk show? What do you think is going to happen after these elections?
Well, first of all, let me say this. I enter social media based on because of misinformation, disinformation, and wickedness to Liberia. That's why I entered this thing. I had no plans, nothing. You know, we were doing. You know, God can help. God can bless anybody. You know, I felt that we should help our people during the COVID. My good friend Dr. Peabody, and a lot of people don't know, and let me say this, Dr. Peabody brought me to Spoon. He, the man that would text me, "Where are you? You coming?" He was send a link to me. Let's come. We were doing this thing in the early stage. At that time, we were having 60, 80 viewers. Then we were doing our thing. So even if I'm not there, he would send me the link. He would say, "Come on, we were doing this," and we actually spend some of our own money, to help people go to India. You guys remember we were helping people going to India and all that stuff. We did spend our own money, contrary to what some people think. We actually spend our own money from our pocket and help people in Liberia. But it quickly turned into politics and some of us decide to do it because of misinformation. We never wanted to. I never wanted to sit down and allow some of the stuff that when we were growing up. And I remember my dad used to say to me, "That's a lie. This is not true. This lying, the lying on this," especially when they had, Ben, you might be too young for that, when they had the Grady Allison trial on TV.
Well, what not sure is
You might be too
young for this.
We watched the Grady Allison trial. We saw this thing. I grew up watching this thing, and I remember that it's not possible. It's a lie. It's this. It's that. So I grew up in that stuff. When the war started, because some of the lies, some of us, and I can say this, we wanted to hold arms. We wanted to fight because they brainwashed us. We thought that this other person was this other person was that. So when I saw this talk show, I saw it as an opportunity to come in and fight against lies. And that's why I came in to fight. And tomorrow is the day. Tomorrow is the day. After tomorrow, if any misinformation or lies again, I will come back. Because this is about Liberia. Like I always tell the Liberian people, and I will announce this, I don't want job. I don't. Anybody see me on the job, hey, call me a liar. I don't want it. I dare to fight for our people. I'm fighting for 250,000 people that died. That's my fight. That's why I enter this thing. So after tomorrow, maybe here and there we'll analyze the whole entire, because I call that we should analyze the whole thing. We'll have a big whether in Liberia here or something, we'll talk about what happened with the election, missteps and other things. We analyze it and see that we talk about it. So yeah, and there we'll be hitting one or two different talk show. We'll talk about this. but and this is tiring. It takes a lot to sit for 2-3 hours.
It's no joke.
Yes, sometimes you feel your leg, and all that, and sometimes it make you even eat the bad food. You go to your doctor say your numbers up because you just grabbing thing, you just here and there. So I will wait and see any misinformation again. I will come out. But
Thank you.
we came out. I joined this thing because of the lies that happen, and we say this thing. I will never sit aside and let lies go. I will fight. I will fight. I will fight for Liberia, and that's why I'm in this thing.
Peabody, thank you, Kev. Thank you. Peabody, it's good to see you. It's good to see you, and thank you for all that you do. You continue to do. Man, and look, I'm taking this day to kind of just reflect, right? Let's just reflect on the journey that we've been on together, and getting to know each other, getting to know our respective families, and a bond, a brotherhood, was forged, right? We rode together, we got abused together, we fought each other at certain times, right? We disagreed, but I think all of that made us all stronger. And the most important thing, Peabody, we have such a bigger family out there because of these different platforms, right? There are people who walk up to you now, walk up to me, that and they feel a part of us, whether people agree with you or disagree with you. Even the ones who may tend to insult you, when they see you, there is a sense of, oh, I know them, right? It's almost like we've lived in living rooms and on their phones and on their computer screens for a good part of the last 3.5, 4 years, right? I don't know how long has that been. I want to know from you, what are you, I mean, you do great work with your foundation. So you definitely, I know we're not going to stop that. I also am thinking about next steps, what I want to do. How am I, but like Kev said, this is exhausting. There are days where we don't even want to do this, right? But then we say, you know what, we got the people that we have a commitment to. What are your thoughts, Peabody? What do you think the space is going to look like? What do you think after all this noise, all this animated, all this enemy, all this personal venom that has been spewed at one another? What do you think this space is going to look like after this is all said and done? What do you think it's going to look like?
Personally, guys, it's so good to see all of you tonight. Look, man, it's been a journey. And I think we have done justice for the Liberian people by informing them, by educating them, and also sometimes entertaining them. It's been a wonderful, wonderful journey. We had our days. They have folks insulted us. It came a day on social media the entire week. We were all on social media. They call us names. They call us ingrate. They call us criminal. A lot happened to us, but we were still strong to bounce back and determined to bring the facts to the Liberian people. We brought people here. We interviewed them. We brought different groups. How far we've come. As all you guys have said, it's been challenging. Sometimes this show you have to work in between jobs. There are a few days I work from home, and by the time I'm done with work, I'm sitting down another 7 hours, and by the time I'm done, 4:30, I'm done working. I'm jumping straight on posting Acumen again for another 3 or 4 hours. We stay there almost 7 to 8 hours on the day. That time that sometimes on this show, I will even miss my kid game, or I was like, an hour before the game, I'm going running. I'm between soccer. I'm between my son basketball game. I'm between my daughter volleyball game. And we all sometimes, we owe it to our wives those people stand behind us. That my wife knows sometimes when I'm on the show, okay, I'm going to take the kids. Then you come and join us by 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock. You got to come and join us and stuff like that. So it's been a long way for us, but I think there have been great success because our voice, the voices that on the show went far. People listening to us. People did things, action we're taking based on the kind of thing we inform our Liberian people. And yes, today with just a few more hours for election to be held. Can you imagine how long we've been doing this thing for the last 2 or 3 years on this platform, non-stop every day? Sometimes we did. I remember one time we did it from Monday to Monday. We were on it. Weekends. This day, you go places you on. So I think we need to applaud ourselves. We have come a long way. We have worked, we have built a relationship. People were telling us today, you can't leave the show. After election, you need to stay. You just got to do it. And people don't know what we're doing.
So, Peabody, hold on one second, Peabody. I have a surprise guest that want to come and just say hello. It's not going to be long. It's not going to be long. I have a surprise guest. I told him I'm coming. I'm landing tomorrow. Peabody, don't worry. Don't keep my thumb for me. I'm coming tomorrow. I will be landing. I'm in the region.
You're somewhere in Liberia, I can say.
Yeah, no. Don't disclose my location. But a surprise guest is just coming to say hello. And we're gonna because we're just shooting the breeze. We're not talking politics, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, we have a surprise guest who's gonna say hello to us. Pedro. We thought about just doing something. We're shooting the breeze. My brother. I will see you tomorrow. I'm somewhere in the region. If you can tell my background, I got my voter card is safe here with me, right? I will be landing and going straight to go vote, and we'll be doing our work one more thing. But Pedro, welcome. This is your first time since you have planned to come on this platform, but then everything happened, right?
We'll find you tomorrow.
I just want you to say a few words. By the way, I'm extremely proud of you. Extremely proud of you. I watched your statement today. I thought it was timely. You coming up to speak today. And let's announce, since you went online, I was looking at the views. You are close to 90,000 views.
Oh my goodness.
90,000, close to 90,000 views. We miss your voice. Talk to the people, man. We just shooting the breeze.
Thank you, my brothers. Thank you. I want to welcome Dr. Peabody and my brother St. Tomalin George. They are already ahead.
Yeah. You see Dominic.
They're already on the ground.
You see Dominic got his neck tag on him already.
The man observer. You see that guy, media observers from the closing argument.
Yeah.
But we look forward to seeing you, bro. I want to greet everybody else. I want to say good evening to Minister Peewee, to Mr. Tule, to my brother Keff. And it's just a good thing to see you guys here. I think I just really felt that I needed to come out to say something, especially something that was not necessarily partisan, but that was about the country. You and I had been talking, and you've been telling my man, we got to say something. We've been, equally concerned about the recent spate of violence in the country, and people getting murdered in cold blood over absolute nonsense. And so hence today that podcast was meant to do that, and I'm glad that it's receiving that kind of traction, and I want to thank all of you guys who have been doing extraordinarily well, hammering that same message. We can disagree all we want, we can support whatever side we want, but Liberia is our common denominator. If somebody feels that they are cheated, let them compile their evidence, let them build a case, and let them proceed to court. We saw that here with Liberty Party. When you, my dear brother Ben, were the chairman of that party, Liberty Party proceeded to court, and the case was expeditiously adjudicated, and you accepted the verdict, and you lived to fight again. We saw what happened in 2005 and 2011. We saw what the CDC did. When CDC felt it was cheated, I remember I was there in 2011. We said we're boycotting. We said we were not accepting the results. Ultimately, the country moved on. The country did not come to an end. We hope and pray that, those lessons learned would be applied by the current actors on the stage today. Because at the end of the day, as I said today, regardless of what the outcome of these elections are in terms of the presidential vote, nobody should think that their candidate is a messiah. There's no messiah running for president. Jesus Christ is not on the ballot. Prophet Muhammad is not on the ballot. We are all mortal men, flawed in our own unique ways. So our lives are important, and the peace and security of this country cannot be compromised on the altar of somebody's ambition. That is
my brother.
The message that we are sounding.
You know, there's something, and I know you're running. I know you got people there. So and you there wanted to come and say hi, but you said something today, and this is something personal. When you said you're very proud of yourself, right? And we were just talking about this space, right? The social media space. I need your take on this, and then maybe if anybody else got something to ask you, they can ask you, and then we can let you go. What do you think this space is going to look like after all of this? I mean, all this venom, all this fighting, and I personally have said I'm hanging up my boots after the next president gets inaugurated. If it's a re-elected president, we are, whoever gets, whatever. I'm going on to do other things. I will come on here and there, talk where, but to say that a career, this is nah. This was never meant to be a career, right? What are your thoughts? What do you think is going to happen? I know you. I mean, we talk. I mean, many people know how close we are. I know there are great things that you were working on, great things that you were doing. You have a life outside of all of this. What do you think this space is going to look like after all of this? What do you think it's going to look like? And then we can get anybody else to ask you something if they want to.
Yeah, I think what has happened, 2005, there wasn't really Facebook.
No.
2011, there was Facebook. 2017, there was Facebook. Facebook this time, in fact, for some of the candidates running, the only thing they've got is Facebook.
True.
Because they don't have a ground game. They don't have the resources to mobilize on the ground, to deploy. All they have is an organic, juggernaut of a campaign that is just spontaneous on social media. Mm-hmm. A bunch of supporters spread across the world with access to the internet, and they're using that. And it's good to a large extent, but it's also dangerous. Anybody can sit anywhere that nobody really knows. Like, look at the lady who made those very asinine and unacceptable comments about the Mandingo people. Yeah. Those kinds of things. And just anybody has that kind of tool, that kind of platform to use. I think after these elections, social media is first thing is going to quiet down a little. We're gonna see that. We're gonna see a dissipation of and a derelegation of the toxicity that we're seeing now. And eventually then it's going to go back to advocacy. Of course, during election times, the Liberian people focus on the politicians, even those who were inactive, who are not doing anything. Most of the work is done by people like you and myself. We do the work. Mm-hmm. When the politicians are sleeping, but when the elections come, then it's about them. Yeah. Then after the election, the people look for the advocates again. What Ben Sanvee there? And what other Peabody? You're not talking. That's what they do. So they're gonna go back to start looking for advocates to talk for them. But I think it's gonna be nasty in the weeks and months after the pronouncement, or as the progressive results have been announced. Mm-hmm. It's going to be really nasty, but I don't think the heavens will fall.
Good. Anybody got anything to ask Costa so he can take it? We're just shooting the breeze.
Yeah, wait. One thing.
I want to say something because I'm going to be leaving here shortly.
1 minute.
Yeah, I just want to add to what Costa said, and we can disagree. This is politics, it's the season of it, and I don't think, Ben, you should leave the stage also after the election, because as a politician, you don't retire. And that's why you started officially, so I don't think you should retire. But I think we should talk more about our country, where we want to see our country the next 6 years. And that is the most important thing. You can love somebody whatever. But for many of us, we are getting visibly involved because where we see our country. It may not be about us, especially the young people in Liberia. If you listen to this, this fight is for you, for your future. It's nothing. What we saw yesterday just tell us that there is more work that needs to be done.
Yeah.
And even the political leaders need to take some stand. What happened yesterday, we all should condemn it. And the young lady that made a regular statement, I'm good, she came, she clarified, but she needed to do more than just what she said. She caused a lot of damage. And and this is why in politics, he said, if you watch Obama, whenever he spoke, it took him a long time to say something because he wanted to make sure that whatever he said was not going to have some consequences that will haunt him in the future. And that is what we all should try to do. That what we say, you may say it, especially this social media time, you may think you're just saying it to one or two person, but it can have ramifications for many years to come. Mm-hmm. So we should be careful. We should encourage our people when they go to vote tomorrow, focus on this is your constitutional right. Don't tell anybody who you're going to vote for. That is your right. That is your secret. It should be in your heart in this country. Nobody is allowed to even ask somebody. So if somebody asks you tomorrow who you want to vote for, you're not required to tell anybody. But let us focus and keep the peace, because after the election, there is Liberia. There is no country that accepts us than Liberia. I remember the first time I crossed to the Ivory Coast and the humiliation I received at the checkpoint. It just tells me how it is when you have a country. Even many of us who live in the diaspora, and that is why when we come home, we feel relieved, because nobody's going to ask me when you speak, ask you what country you come from, even though sometimes people are curious, they want to know where you come from. But of course, there's a little background. So let us, keep the peace and maintain our country. Liberia is the only country, like it is commonly said, you cannot be deported from Liberia. You can be deported from here. But that is why even those of you that are citizens, on your nationalization paper, they say country of your birth.
Thank you.
Liberia is listed there. The peace, for the many young people that are going to vote tomorrow, please don't start a fight. Someone is going to win. And sometimes the politicians that are going to win don't even know you by name, So let us support our candidate, but we should do it in a civil way, that we can have conflict, and let us save our country. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Fred.
Gentlemen, I want quickly, right? Costa, today you, everywhere we went today, everywhere we sat down today, we were talking about your statement, and people that criticize you were praising you for. So I said about your statement. But the thing that the thing about the statement that you said today, that everybody that making rounds, when you got to do apology.
Hey, Thomas. Of all the things I said,
I don't think a message that the only thing you picked up.
But my brother, Thomas, the woman said, see, in her own explanation, the things she did, which was bad. That's not why she can't apologize. She just because her man threatened her to carry her back to her family and dump her there. So she was apologizing to protect her interests. You know what I mean? The apology was not sincere.
Henry, Costa, let me ask you this. I think you found a space now. You in the middle. I want to know how you feel being in the middle, and for those who saying that your political career, you kind of like dump your political career, and also how you feel those who were singing Hosanna and now crucifying you.
Great question.
Well, Brother Keff, we know our people. One thing I can tell you, we know them very well. I did not always support Unity Party.
Mm-hmm.
In the first round of the elections in 2017, I fiercely fought against Unity Party.
You did.
In the second round, I became that darling boy. Just in the second round, in a matter of weeks. Mm-hmm. I came from the guy who coined the phrase wicked ticket to the guy who coined the phrase jolobo and poison.
Yep.
And I was a darling boy. I know these people, they're very fickle. Right now, they've been bitten by the bug of political or partisan, madness. So they will say all the things they want to say, but at the end of the day, they will always come and watch you guys. They will come on closing argument. They will curse Keff, but they won't hear what Keff got to say. They will curse Ben. They will disagree with Dr. Peabody. They will. We know them. If anybody thinks that a 41-year-old man like me, who got my whole future ahead of me, that my political career is over, but because I pull my support from an 80-year-old man, something gotta be wrong with you. I'm 41, you 80. Your career die, I wake it up. That my own, I can't wake up, I beg you. My own can die 10 times, I wake up 10 times. so I beg you. So lead that one. My man Keff, I'm not afraid of the Liberian people. There were reasons why I kept quiet. There were many reasons why I decided not to be active in these elections. But it's not because of fighting war. Because you don't know anybody here who can make more war than me. 2017, it was as if there were 3 people running for president. Joia, Joseph Boakai, and Henry Costa. People can still remember the phrases from 2017. People can still remember. These elections, I decided to keep quiet because if I had opened my mouth to say I want to talk, the outcome, we're not going to be looking like this. They will say that be more. But at the same people will say, oh yeah, Acosta, someone else said, when some of them went nowhere, we breathed life back into them. We did that. So when the time comes, by the time we start talking, you will see. And you saw it today. You saw 4,500 plus of them watching, 90,000 people now watching, and they're talking about it all over. It really dead, though. I mean, I really let it all a dead political career.
And you came out with another phrase again today, like Tomlin said. So it's
yeah, ain't they running around with it? Yeah, exactly. I said ungrateful Simons one. They put print that t-shirt over it.
That's what I was about to say. What do you? First of all, let me ask you this, and Lami Yokikan, and then we can let him go. I know. I promised you 5 minutes, but you know this thing. It's a part of you, right? Let me ask you this, Frederick. What do you intend to do, though? Are you what the customer is still on? What her name? One guy is doing great, right? I mean, it's balanced. They go. Sometimes Keff can pull his hand on the screen and strangle him, but I tell you, I said, boy, God, I live, brother. Then he can say, be better, Keff, right? But what is going to be the fate of the Costa show? I mean, it's a brand, like you say. You came on today, almost 90,000 people watched this. What do you do? Have you decided? And what's gonna happen?
Well, I can tell you this much. To answer your question, what are we gonna do? We're not gonna get quiet. And the same way I know you, my brother Ben, you say, oh yeah, after the whole election, no, we can't. We're not able to fall silent. So we will come back after the elections. We'll come back. Okay. Yes.
Okay. Anybody else?
But we'll change our approach. A couple of things we're not going to do. We are never going to resuscitate another politician career again. That one that we're not doing now. We made mistake. We're not doing now.
Okay, go ahead. Next question. Because you ready?
Our fairness, Costa dead.
Hey, Keff. Today, no campaigning.
The whole country knows I want Keff. Don't mind that.
Today, no campaigning. Peewee, go ahead.
It's not campaign day, so that's
go ahead, Peewee. Peewee, you muted. I know you in Zozo, but yeah.
Yes, I mean Zozo. Yes, for me, there's no question on the most serious note. But let me commend Pedro for his what we refer to as his patriotism to the country, and this is all about what we refer to as new progressivism, right? Catapulting the image of the country. What he did today is something that we all should commend. And I'm one person. There was a time I can recall. Pedro said, "Peewee is promoting Kupi. He's frustrated." And he had an old Jeep, right? He goes, oh, Peewee is frustrated. They stole 500,000 of Kupi and Peewee is running an old Jeep, But again, let me say this. Sometimes Pedro's voice would resonate across the country. This is very pivotal. And I like what he just said, to resuscitate a dead
Frozen?
career.
Everybody frozen?
It was an extraordinary. It was an extraordinary performance for his end, and let me say to you, Costa, that was a very wonderful thing to do. But let me.
Better move on. The man frozen.
Quickly.
Who frozen? You the one frozen. We listening. What are you talking?
I didn't want to ask a question. Let me say this so you, Costa. Is it possible? Is it possible that you would come out in something I don't want to do, just in no time to say something about what is unfolding about the politics? Like you said something today and everyone pulled out, right? Is it any time possible soon that you're going to come back to politics? And if you're coming back to politics, is it possible that we concentrate in this whole generational discussion about the political line?
Are you going to run for office?
Are you contemplating? Are you contemplating this time around coming straight forward to say I'm going to go for the Liberian presidency 2029? Is it possible?
Damn it, if you get commit, you'll be part of it 2029. There I will say.
Bro. Before I started this, I said there's neo-progressivism. It is the time to project the young people of this country, right? Generational process. Listen, Costa, you are a very good man. You are an extraordinarily smart man, right? So we can all network. So I want to know this because we're planning something here. Someone said to me that somebody confided in me that Arizona Cummings there announced that he didn't do anything, he will hang a Jesse. So they over. This time is turning up. And without running campaign now, right? But the president will be retiring in 2029. Right? He's not campaign, but I know he's doing it right.
Oh, period, man. That's cool.
Yeah? So we're talking about having a conversation now, because we can do this. Trust me. But we need to have the kind of a meeting of the mind and move with this together. Because I know what you want to do. I'm not that far from you. You're right in there. I'm in middle time. We're going to be having some discussion, you know. And I know
that's good to know, Pee Wee. I will get a number.
Oh yes, you know. So I mean, we need to do this, right? Leave the Coopy thing. I don't have the old Jeep again. I got a new Jeep now.
I like that. Lami, do you have anything to contribute? And then Jackie, and then we will let Costa go and then continue our conversation. Lami, you got anything? Or you good? Or you muted? All right, I think Lami having issues. Jackie, you got anything to say?
Henry, welcome to Closing Argument. I don't think I've seen you here before on the Closing Argument, but welcome. It's good to have you today. I understand you did have a press conference, you did a podcast today. So, and a lot of people talked about you talking about peace and even condemning the violence. Especially the video that's been circulating around with this lady who happens, I think, to be a police person. I stand to be corrected, which was wrong. And going to the election tomorrow and even the rest of this week, we all have to do our part and make sure that you are clearly an influencer. So peace messages coming from people like you this week, very, very crucial to help protect our democracy and protect the lives of the Liberian people. So I commend you for calling out on the Liberian people today, for speaking and talking about peace. And regardless of which side of the table or the coin we are on, whether we are independent or on this person's side, in the end, we have Liberia. So thank you so much for being here today and for your podcast today and for speaking out on that peace message today.
Thank you. So Henry, let you go. We're gonna let you roll. Okay. Lami is here. Okay, good.
Yeah, I think it's good having everybody on. Henry, how you doing? Don't heard from you.
Not bad, Council. We gotta do that meeting.
Yeah, I still waiting for your response. You know, so but I mean, I've been following the conversation. I think what is key here, regardless of what happens tomorrow and in the weeks following, we all have to be continually engaged in the political process. I think one of the reasons why the CDC government performed the way it performed is because after they got elected in 2017, already in 2018, a lot of people decided to give them a honeymoon period. I think we should never again allow that in our country. Regardless of who wins, we have to be on that person, as the people can say, the white on rights. We have to be on them because it's in all of our interests if the government succeeds.
There was no honeymoon. There was no honeymoon.
Yeah, please start interrupting me.
It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt for you to admit your flaws.
Man, it was a honeymoon
It's not, there's nothing painful about it. So you gotta be prepared to accept the errors you people made. And we all made that.
Man, let's go ahead.
We all made that error by allowing you people to fail. That's a mistake that we made. We cannot allow that to happen again. And that's the reason why every single one of us have to continue being engaged. And we have to hold whoever is in office, we have to hold that person feet to the fire. I don't agree that there should be a government of unity. Nobody, if you win an elections, especially if you win the election with a good enough majority, there's no reason why you should appoint other people who do not belong to your party in the government. I don't agree with that. I'm not one of the people who's a fan of all this unity, national unity thing. No, it's not necessary. If we go into a runoff and you win as a result of getting in coalition or seeking the support of other people, then you are under obligation to offer them a seat at the table if they want to be at that table. But I don't think any of us, I mean, if we get to the stage of a runoff and we get into negotiations with whoever, whichever parties are in the runoff, I don't think it should be, if we are not in the runoff, to start talking about positions and political horse trading. Should do the best decision for the sake of the country, and most likely probably stay outside and keep the other people feet to the fire to make sure that they do right by the people. That's what we should all do. We should all remain engaged. If it means remaining engaged on social media or on mainstream media, we should do that. It doesn't help this country to be quiet. And some of the reasons why, I mean, I will be critical of Henry. You cannot have a big stake. When I say stake, I'm not talking about having a part in the process. I mean stake, real stake, like a hammer. You can't have a big hammer and you have a crucial process in your country's history, and you decide to play the sidelines. I mean, that was a terrible decision. I mean, it's unfortunate that I'm saying it in a public space, but I think that was a terrible decision that you made. I mean, I don't think it's going to harm you. As you said, you're a young person. Anybody who thinks your political career is dead, that person is probably a fool. Because there are many people who have been declared dead politically in our country, and eventually they got resuscitated. But when there is a crucial stage in the country's history, the worst place to be is to be neutral. And I think that's the error you made. I don't know how that's going to be remedied. In a few weeks, or not in a few weeks, in a week or so, we'll know what's going to happen next, whether we are going to a runoff process or whether the whole process ends in October. So we'll see what happens. But we have wasted, I would dare say, for the past 18 years, this country has wasted 14 of those past 18 years. I'll probably maybe say 16 of those 18 years this country has wasted. We cannot afford to waste 6 more. We cannot. So regardless of what happens in the next week or the next month, we all have to be engaged, and we have to be engaged aggressively. So I will stop there so far.
Thank you, Henry. You wanna listen, man? Thank you for showing up. Just respond to everybody, and then we'll let you go.
Thank you so much, gentlemen, and thanks to you, Jackie. I mean, your comments are not unfair. They are not unreasonable. But my situation is unique. Yeah, that's why. I have got no neutrality in my bones, in my body. But I took a side when that side didn't even seem like they were ever going to be in the race. I fought and brought that side to a certain place. And there was a discussion between me and that side that if you pick this man, I will not support you. I told Joseph Boakai, Lami, I will say here, let me say it so all you can hear. I've never met Jeremiah Kun in my life. I do not have any personal issues with him, but I know of his record in the House and in the Senate. And so help me God. And upon my son's life, I told old man Joe Boakai, Uncle Joe, if you pick Yombly, I will support you. I'm not a big fan of Yombly, but if you pick her, I will support you. You pick Tiawan Gonglo, I will dance and celebrate. But if you pick Jeremiah Kun, I will withdraw my support. Joe Boakai and I had that conversation twice. The first time was on the 7th of March, 2023. He said, no way, I would never pick him. The second time we had that conversation was on the 4th of April at his house in rehab in a 2-hour meeting. All the things UP and Joe Boakai did to me, I was willing to forgive him and his people for that. But the one key reason I withdrew after everything he did to our party and to me and everything, the one thing I could never forgive him for was Jeremiah Kun. So I want the world to know on this platform, going to Ghana and bad mouthing me in that meeting with those people, I forgive him for that. Accusing me of planning to kill him when he goes to the hospital for his surgery, I forgive him. And many other things. But I could not bring myself to support Jeremiah Kun for vice president and ultimately, most likely, if they won the presidency. I could never do that. That's it. I mean, so now the decision was, what do I do? I can't go I can't jump on and start fighting that ticket. I would just leave them be. And I just lost appetite because I really had confidence in Joe Boakai. Most of the people making noise, they don't even know how close me and Joe Boakai are. People don't even know that just a few weeks ago, he and I, we're still in touch. Just so people should know. They don't even know. He reaches out to me. Once in a while, I will reach out to him just to say hi. But for me, it's based on principle. Kun has stood up for absolutely nothing in his life. His record in the House and in the Senate, despicable. I could never support him to come to power. I'd rather stay on the sidelines. Then, why am I not running for senator? Oh, they took the seat and gave it to Wilmer Pay. Pay left UP. Kun brought him back, the Hakim's man, and secured the seat for him. So what was I supposed to do? A seat that UP had pretty much promised me that I would. Look, so that's why I decided to stay. But when I go to vote tomorrow, I know who I'm voting for. And I don't even mind saying who I'm going to vote for. But I know who I'm voting for tomorrow. It's not Joe Boakai. It's certainly not George Weah. I'm going to cast my ballot for somebody who has been tried and tested, who has proven to show integrity in the private sector and in the public sector, throughout his life. That's who I'm voting for tomorrow. Councillor Tiawan Gonglo is who I'm voting for. Let me break it here on the closing argument. That's my candidate.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, listen,
Henry, I don't really think that's breaking, because anybody who knows what you're saying will know that you won't vote for anybody other than Gonglo. You know what I mean? That's obvious. You know.
Well, guys, so that's it. Thank you so much.
Well, Henry, thank you. I will see you. We'll see you soon. And we want to thank you for taking the time to just chat with us. Thank you.
Okay, gentlemen.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay. Well, listen. We're not talking politics, but Henry announced who he voted for. So, Lami, you got one vote.
No, Ben, that vote was never in doubt in my mind. Even though he's just saying it today in the public space, but I never thought
you know that a few months ago. So stop that.
Well, no, but to be fair with Lami saying that.
A few months ago.
Lami saying that since he broke off with UP, Lamine, is that what you're saying, right?
About what? I didn't get the beginning of this question.
Jackie is saying that you didn't know that a few months ago. What I'm saying is you were saying
I didn't know. No. I mean, when Councillor Gonglo visited the US the first time, Henry went to a program and he basically said he had already chosen your side. If he had not chosen your side at that point, he would be in the Gonglo camp. He was clear. That was before even he left these people. So, and for me, basically knowing where he stands on many issues is not in doubt. I never had any doubt that he will make the decision in voting for Councillor. There's nothing possible about it.
Let me say something. You see what we're talking about? If you read our life, you see the Unity Party people are insulting. They always start this thing. Read it. They're insulting.
I mean, those people are thin-skinned. They're a bunch of thin-skinned people.
That is right. Even though some of us have our side, but that is right. Who he wants to vote for. That is right. Why are you insulting? They always start trouble.
And Kev, don't you even go there talking about it? Always start trouble.
You know,
nobody hold troubles on them.
You seen it, right? You seen the insult, right?
Yeah,
you seen
guys,
the insult.
Let us.
Yeah, but tell the people not to be using profanity, or if not, don't try to make it a CDC thing or a Unity Party thing.
Jackie say, tell them, don't insult.
You the one who are talking. You should be telling them.
Well, let's do this. Let's bring it back into a general conversation. We're not campaigning here. We are having a free flow tonight, and I just reached out to.
Well, I mean, just campaign for the past 45 minutes.
He didn't campaign, man. The man didn't campaign.
He did. I was campaigning.
Not because he voting for. Y'all say y'all didn't want
custom, man. I'm talking for them.
Don't feel bad.
No, but Jackie, what's the campaign I did? I basically only said that we have to continue to engage
for Gonglo.
Guys, but I thought it was a fascinating conversation. I think for the rest of the conversation, I don't know if you got anything else to say. Maybe we should open the phone line. Let people talk about peace.
They'll open the phone line.
Let me say this when it comes to peace, because you guys been on the show for the past 2 hours, and it's almost 7 o'clock, almost 11 o'clock Liberia time. Just to reiterate the peace message in Liberia. We need to make sure that when we go out there tomorrow, it was sad what happened yesterday. We keep for the past 2 months, 3 months, we keep talking even on this show, being very vocal with the joint security. I don't know where they are. Did they call a press conference? Tourmaline, you are in Liberia. Sylvester, Lamy, you're in Liberia. I don't know if the joint security came up. Today is Monday. Did they come out over the weekend? Did they come out last week to say how prepared they are? These violence that's taking place, what have they done about it? Have they beefed up security? Do they police people? Do we have neutral police people out there? If you got a policewoman from yesterday who was bold enough,
they issue a statement
to say what she said. Who issued a statement?
The police just issued.
But every day they issue a statement. We're talking about what they're doing. Did they come on and do a verbal?
She's not a police officer.
Every day they issuing statement. Huh? We're talking about action. Yeah, let me talk. Thank you, Ben, for saying the issue.
We're having a peaceful show here,
yeah, man.
But what you think it's about? It's about promoting peace for tomorrow.
Yeah, but
Ben, stop it. Every time I try to talk, you want to censor me. I am talking about the peace of tomorrow, and I said
that's what you're interested in.
Kev, please be.
We're not going to have that one peace in our country.
We are talking about the preparation. How prepared is the joint security? All I'm saying is that I hope that they are well prepared.
But Jackie, you are not following.
Sylvester, chill.
No, I was chill, but you are not following. The Jones got to be very proactive. The Jones got to be very proactive.
Don't come bring your political spin here, man. I'm talking about the safety for the people for tomorrow. That thing is not for anybody now. And you forget to know the government belongs to all of us. It's not your government. Any government that gets elected into office,
okay, guys, we're not going to do this. We were having, listen, Jackie.
No, we will not do
I'm
this.
the moderator, please. Jackie, you will finish your point. I'm just saying we cannot be going to be arguing. We're having a great show. Get your point across, speak about the piece, and let's move on. That's
but y'all stop interrupting me. Let me talk.
Yeah, but when you start drawing away from
listen. Okay, so we hope that the joint security the joint security is fully prepared, more than prepared, over prepared for tomorrow and the rest of the week to ensure that we have neutral people on the ground that are protecting the Liberian people in all the 15 counties. So that is my message. My message to the voters is that you go in peace, go early to the polls, go vote, and go home. If you got to go in the afternoon, make sure you are in line no later than 5 o'clock so that you can vote and your vote will be counted. Make sure you know how to vote. Make sure who your candidate is. Make sure your vote is marked in the square so that you don't have invalid vote, and go and vote in peace, please, to everyone.
Thank you.
So Jackie, when you say 5 o'clock, you mean 5 a.m. or you mean 5 p.m.?
No, I said about 5 p.m. because people procrastinate. If you
also, you mean that they should get there before an hour before the
no later.
Yeah, an hour before. Yeah, that's good. That's good advice.
Correct. No later than
because I will not advise anybody. I will advise anybody to leave their homes at 5 a.m. to go to vote. I mean, this country, there are too many funny things that happen. So 5 a.m. I won't advise anybody getting in the street to go out there. The pools do not open till 8. The pools do not open till 8 a.m. So I mean, getting there when it's daylight is best than getting there at 5, because I know some people won't get there extremely early. It's better to get there when there's daylight. So it's good to advise people to be cautious of their security also.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, they can be there by 7 o'clock in the morning.
Let me provide this information for the platform and our listening audience. Probably Jackie is in the know and she's trying to play politics of this. The Joint Security have been briefing the nation on the happenings of the election process, right? So, and the information that the government provided, all of the not necessary logistics for the Joint Security, and the Joint Security has showed. The chairman of the Joint Security has showed the Republic and the citizens of our country that this election is going to be free, fair, transparent, and credible. From the perspective of the Joint Security, they said they're going to ensure they will be deployed in strategic area of the country. They're going to manage the process very well. And that's why part of the chairman of the Joint Security also emphasized that they are deployed across the 15 political subdivisions of our country. And observers, the Joint Security also met. I had a conversation with one of the journalists last night. The Joint Security also met with the international observers. All of the international observers. They met with the ECOWAS, they met with the EU, and they met with all of the major international observers in the country. So yes, the government through the Joint Security, they're doing everything to ensure that we have free, fair, and transparent. That the election will not be interrupted, and the warning, the Joint Security sent a warning out to would-be troublemakers that this election is very pivotal to the survival of our democracy. So yes, and another thing is that the Liberian National Police is also coming up with a statement saying that they will ensure that they will be professional. This is about regimentation. The security is not partisan. We don't have a partisan security. We do have the security forces, both the military and the paramilitary forces in the Republic. So, Jackie, we all need to relax and push the message of peace. There's not time to move these kind of messages, and that's why ever since today I embarked on my journey, on my commute to Lofa. We stopped. There were a lot of stoppages where we engaged and had conversation with folks about the peace of our country. Yeah, so the Joint Security is okay. I even briefly stopped to the security hub in Banga, where we had a conversation. They're trying to ensure that we're going to be more proactive again moving forward, and the rest of that, right? So, I mean, there's something that we all need to do, Jackie. We need to hold this and believe that it's all we have. and we protect it, right? But I don't want you to start signing that the joint security. Jackie, you hold the Constitution in your hand. I am. The Constitution is here for me, right?
Thank you.
No, I'm saying I was exercising my constitutional right when I was talking.
Oh yeah, that's a right. But sometimes, yeah, that's a right. That's a right.
Again, let us. We pray for peaceful elections. We're gonna go ahead. Henry, you want to come on? Let's take some phone calls. Let's listen to our people on radio land, especially listening to Henry Costa. You know, we just had a free flow discussion. Everybody's excited about tomorrow. You know, like I said, we will be making a landfall tomorrow. We're somewhere in the region. I got my voter's card. You can see it right here. You know, let me call the information so you don't go.
Yeah, I know the region you're in.
You don't go. I'm somewhere in the region. You don't worry.
Like that flag.
Yes, you don't worry. Somewhere in the region.
That's someone bringing you.
No, why you got submarine? Where you got? What, you're closing the airport tomorrow? Is that you're closing the airport? Pee-wee, are you breaking news? You're closing the airport tomorrow?
No. But you say you're in the region because I don't know the flight I will bring. I don't know the flight.
But normally the borders are closed on elections day. The airport is a border point.
Tonight. It should be closed today.
The airport is open, but the borders are closed.
The airport is a border point. The airport is a border point. So they close the borders.
The airport will open. The airport will remain open. But all the borders, for instance, like Lofa, we have more than 1,000 porous border here. Most of those major border points will be closed. Right?
Can the studio come on? Y'all want to come on? Y'all want to take calls, or y'all just want to call it a day, or whatever you want to do?
Close the land border. Yeah.
Studio, you want to come on? Can you hear us? Henry, y'all can hear us. Y'all can hear us. Y'all come on.
Why you voting as of Esther Morovia or which county?
I'm voting Zozo County.
Oh, he's Zozo?
The man is Zozo right now.
Oh, awesome.
I won't vote that. You're not getting in Lofa.
But we got hundreds of thousands, so we're cool.
No, I don't want vote. Oh? Thousands of votes. They won't get in Lofa.
No problem.
Thousands, Jackie, you won't get in Lofa this time, right?
We're not hearing. What are guys from the studio now? We're not hearing them. But anyway, if they can't, Peabody, you stop.
Oh, Peabody and Georgie were there.
Tommy, what you gotta say? Y'all want to say something?
Look, in 9 hours, Liberians will be voting, man. In 9 hours. And
9 hours, 8 hours now.
We want to tire tonight.
I can't believe. How do you feel though? How do you guys feel? This thing is finally here. I can't. Yeah. What? I can't believe guys election day.
The thing about it, you gotta just accept the fact that is on us. The good thing that time doesn't count backwards, time counts forward, and we have to get to this point. We have to get to this point. Like this time tomorrow, we start hearing results on the radio. We will start receiving results in our different tally centers, our different political party tally centers and stuff like that. I'm going to be out there tomorrow. I'm going to be in the field. I'm going to be at polling places. I'm going to be, I'm not going to just sit in the corner. I'm going to be out there to see what's happening, to make sure that our people who are poll watchers are on the ground. And I'm also going to be a poll watcher for the LPP, So the day is here. Whatever happens. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna take calls. I think we're
What our next video on how to vote? Do we have it? Can we show it?
I don't know. Where is it? Did you send it to them? I don't have it.
It's in our room.
Let's just play this song. I love this song, and it's very emotional as we make landfall tomorrow in the country. As Pee-wee is sitting in the hills of Zozo, Lofa County. Let's play this song. Can you guys? Y'all got audio? Very good.
This is the time to come together. Keep Liberia safe forever. So open up your heart, let the unity begin. Love is all we need to make it stand. Let's cultivate one another. Learn to live together as brothers and sisters. Without togetherness, we won't have a peace of mind. Unify and have a peaceful, sweet Liberia. Land of liberty is our home. Keep it standing. This is the one and only home that we have. Sweet Liberia. This land of liberty is our home. Let us keep it standing. It's the one and only home that we have. Oh, sweet Liberia.
Wow. Guys, you know, every time I hear this song,
I like that song.
Every time I hear this song, especially the David Mel version, he sang that one. It brings a lot of tears to my eyes. I'm not crying right now, but
I saw the tear, Ben. Don't say that.
It's emotional for me, Jackie, and the reason,
But this was originally done by Zach and Jiba, right?
Zach and Jiba, yeah, originally done by Zach and Jiba, but like I said, the David Mel version, it's just, we're such a great country, you know, such a great people, imperfect, but we're great people, and we cannot fail our country. That country cannot, you know, that's why it is important that the message of peace is preached. That's why it's important. We've gone through so much as a society. And one of the things that I want to say is that there's a whole generation of Liberians who never went through war. So they don't know what war is. And they don't have to go through war to understand or to know about war. And so I think it's important for us to continue to preach that message. But when I listen to that song, my body it's chilled. There's nowhere like home. And I just want to say that I'm so proud to be a Liberian. As imperfect as we are, as sometimes a little crazy as we get, there's no other country that have been born in but Liberia to keep the peace. I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting emotional. That song. And we still
Somebody got echo.
Dominic.
What's that, dog?
Not Dominic. I don't know who's that.
Everybody should mute.
A dog barking.
That from Dominic. Dominic took his dog with him.
But guys, I just want to say, man, this has been an amazing. I mean, tomorrow, I'm sure. I don't know if we're going to have a show tomorrow. I'm pretty sure we will. If not,
yeah, we have it after the poll closes. Yeah, but look, Ben, like you said, man, it's a time as we draw closer to that moment to cast your vote. It's a time to reflect on our country, where we are as a country today, where we've been through, and everything. Tomorrow, all I can say to all my fellow Liberians: vote your conscience tomorrow. Go in the booth and vote your conscience, and put Liberia first. Because at the end of the day, Liberia is all we have, and we have to protect. We have a charge to keep, a responsibility to our country and our people. Let us ensure that we put Liberia first tomorrow as we cast our vote. And we pray that those who will win will be magnanimous in the victory, and those who will not be successful should be gracious in defeat. concede. If you have a challenge, go to the courts and do not take to violence, because you'll be undermining years of what have been put into place today. So let us pray for our country tomorrow. You go to bed tonight, pray for your country, and let people vote their conscience. Fellow Liberians, in Union Strong, success is sure. We cannot and we will not fail.
Yeah, let everybody just go with their closing.
Yes, let me take it from here.
And we're not playing the neck.
We'll play it towards the end. They'll play it in the end.
Are we having calls?
No, we can't. The minute
Okay.
Let me
play the next video in the end.
Then I listened to the song, and on a more serious note, I just started to somebody reflect not too long, about almost a week and a half ago, when my own very dear friend and brother, Mr. Kaso Yeke, Kaso said something to me. Despite he's recuperating, he said to me, he said, Kofi, we need to protect the democracy. We need to protect the peace. So I'm going to take some time to go back to where I'm from, where I was born, and so we can preach the message of peace to folks in this country to know how expensive the democracy is. So while we were having discussion in feasible time, Castle Yeke said this to me. He said, "You see, the folks, these are the future of this country," and it just reminded me of the children just playing football, those going to school. This is how we protect this democracy. This is how we protect this country. So, Castle, whatsoever you are, I just saw the video and started to reflect. And let me remember this clearly, my dear brother, that this is the country that we all have. And he engaged with discussion with other people from the other side of the aisle. It's important that we recognize this service. His self came down, though he came to campaign, but he came also to preach the message of peace. Peace, push the message of peace. And that's why, Ben, quickly, before I can drop this just on Saturday, something on Friday, of this past Friday, I listened to the other show. Mr. Osmo was saying something about one Mr. Boyman Morgan, that Boyman Morgan fled the country, that he was being chased out of the country by the president. When I heard that on Friday night, I took some time off Saturday morning when I went to a Royal Hotel to have a coffee, and I saw Mr. Morgan there. Then I did a video with Mr. Boyman Morgan. I would take some time off to clarify that. The very Boyman Morgan that said he fled the country to Turkey, that he was chased out. He stayed in the country. I did a video with him on Saturday morning at the Royal there. We need to protect this peace. About people coming up with dangerous statements to harm the very wonderful character of others. We got to stop that. But I was going to take some time off to discuss that on the most. But again, this is the country that we have. And we need to protect this democracy. And I'm one person that will play the role to protect the democracy. We may have our political side, but we have to protect this. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Ben. I look forward to again saying.
I'll see you soon. We'll see. When you come down from Zozo tomorrow, we'll bracket him or don't worry.
Okay, man. Thank you.
Lami Pabo, you want to come? Lami, can you hear us?
He can hear you.
I think
he muted.
No, I think he's frozen. He's having. Okay. Kev, you want to go? Kev, you muted too. Let's go now.
Yeah, we all look forward tomorrow for the election. Let's maintain the peace. You know, Liberia enjoyed peace for the past 5.5 years. Been peaceful. You know, we had a lot of protests, rallies. It's been peaceful. And I believe that Liberia will want to continue enjoying the peace. So let's go out there and continue to enjoy the peace. And who maintained the peace for the past 6 years? You know, they say it's that we shouldn't campaign now, but I just say, you know, one thing I love yesterday is when folks were saying we want peace. So let's continue the peace. Let's continue the peace. So we know who maintained the peace for the past 5.5 years. So let's continue the peace when you're out there tomorrow. Let's continue peace. Again, let me just say this last thing. When you vote, don't stay. Go home. Don't let a political party telling you stay there. Oh, you have to stay there. You vote, go home, because you got to leave space for other people to come and vote. Don't overcrowd the place. Don't create tension. Go home. Peace is important for everybody. So go vote and go home and stay in your house and listen to NEC. Not some other station will tell you otherwise. Listen to NEC. They are the only body responsible to announce the results. So go home, don't stay. Please, please, please go home. Don't let no political party tell you have to stay there. Thank you.
Thank you, Kev. Jackie. You muted, Jackie. You muted.
Okay, the day is finally upon us. In about 54 minutes, Liberia will be entering October 10, a very, very important election, not just presidential, it's the representative and senatorial race, which are all very, very important, because we need to make sure we have qualified people in the legislature. So at the legislative level, please make sure that you vote wisely. But listen, you will have 3 ballots. One is the presidential, one is the representative, and one is the ballot for the Senate. Make sure all the 3 ballots are stamped before you go vote. And make sure that your mark, whether it's your thumbprint or whether it's a pen that you use, that it is in that square next to your candidate of choice. Go to the polls early. When you stand in line, you should not have any political regalia on that say, this is my candidate. Go in plain, regular clothes. Your phones, make sure there's nothing political of your candidate or anything on your phone. Remove those stickers or hide it or cover them up so that they are not visible. When you stand in line, listen to your music, do whatever you got to do, but all that you do tomorrow, make sure you stand up in line peacefully. If anybody try to ask you who you're voting for, don't let them know, because according to the Constitution, it said that you should cast your secret ballot. Your ballot is secret. You go in that booth, nobody know who you're voting for. So don't be intimidated, or people telling you, if you don't vote for me or you don't vote for this person, I will not give you this, I will not give you that. When you go in that booth, nobody, only you and God would know who you're voting for. Stand in line peacefully, be a person of peace, help to promote the peace message. If you got a family member who doesn't have transportation, when you finish voting, try to help that family member, take that family member or your friend, help them, take them to the poll so that they can also exercise their right to vote. But this Constitution is your Bible. In the preamble, it says, we the people of the Republic of Liberia. That means tomorrow, get up and go vote. Wake up in the morning. If for any reason you can't go, be in line. The polls open at 7. They close at 6, but you have to be in line no later than 5:30. I say 5 o'clock. So go early and go vote and go home. As far as the media go, it is customary that the media outlets, they have the media badges. They will be out there, and the tally sheets, when the tally sheets are put up on the wall, the media has the right to look at the tally sheet and call it as it is for each polling place. And that's what the media will be doing tomorrow. The political parties too will be tallying up the votes at the end of every when the polls close, so that they can know where they stand. And they too may be sharing that information to their constituents and to the public. But here's the thing, we all know that according to this Constitution, the National Elections Commission is the one clothed with the official authority to declare the numbers. So you just understand that. and we will talk about what happens after election. But for now, we're focusing on tomorrow. Please go out, go vote, and spread the peace message. And thank you to everybody for the last few months for watching the closing argument. And we look forward to seeing you tomorrow and the day after and the rest of the week.
Thank you, Jackie.
Peace.
Lami, you want to close, please?
Yeah, so I think I will follow along that same line. Tomorrow, I think we're going to be going to the most consequential elections in, at least I would say, in my lifetime that I will be participating in. So I will admonish everybody, get up tomorrow morning, get to the polls, make sure you are there before it closes, where you register to vote. According to NEC, the first place you register to vote is where you should, the first place you register is where you should go back to go and vote. And I think that message mainly was meant for the people who did multiple registration. So if you did multiple registration, even though you're supposed to be in jail, but they are saying that you should go to the first place you register and that's where you will vote. So if you went to a different place other than the first place you register, you most likely not going to vote tomorrow. Yesterday I was at OKFM. They had voting cards for 18 different people who had lost their voting cards. They recorded names on the radio. Yesterday evening, there was a debate we had on OKFM. CDC, Kanye Bala was there. George Wisdom from the ANC was, and the CPP was there, myself, the United Party people checking out. So the three of us had a debate on OKFM. Julius J. He had a special edition of his program yesterday evening. And they had 18 voting cards. They called the names of those people yesterday. I'm not sure whether they've gone there to pick their cards up. A lot of people have lost their cards. So some of these people go to these rallies and they end up dropping their cards. Some people go to the banks, they end up leaving their cards there. So if you cannot find your card, probably go to OKFM. You may be among one of those 18 people. If you go there early enough, you can get your card and you can go and vote. So if you can't find your card, maybe go to other radio stations and check, because sometimes when people find these things, they take them to the radio stations. Go there and try to re-enfranchise yourself. Pick up your card, go and vote. Unfortunately, if you cannot find your card at all, you can go to any of the radio stations and find it, then it means you are out. But what we all should do is, let's treat these elections as if to say the future is going to depend on how we vote and whether we vote. Get out tomorrow, vote. People who have children, be voting for your children's future. People who know what we went through in this country before, they should be voting for the country's future, their own future. Get out there. As I said, these are probably the most consequential elections we've had probably in our lifetime. Let's get out there. Let's try to solidify our democracy, and let's remain peaceful. Regardless of what you do, remain peaceful.
Thank you, Lam.
Do not engage unnecessarily in fights and stuff like that. Remain peaceful and get out there and vote your conscience and vote your choice. Thank you very much and have a good night.
Thank you, guys. It's been a pleasure being on this journey. We're not finished yet, but I can say we have reached to the finish line. We're waiting for the game to the final whistle to be blown tomorrow. No matter what has happened over the last couple of years or months, we're all Liberians. And it's important for us to reiterate that Liberia is the only country that we have. Politicians will argue, they will fight, not physically, but they may fight with their ideas. But I can say to you, in the end, as a nation, we must never lose focus of what is important, and that's our peace. The years of peace that we have enjoyed, the 18 plus years or 20 plus years of peace that we've enjoyed, we cannot take that for granted. There's a whole generation of Liberians who have been born that don't know war. We cannot be the reason why they will know war. So it's incumbent upon us to call for peaceful, free, fair, and credible elections. But I'm telling you, if there is an ounce of issue or problem or evidence, use the legal process. Use the process that is enshrined within the Constitution, because where your right begins, where the next person's right ends. And where yours ends is where the next person ends. It's been an honor just having conversations over the last couple of years about our country. And I think we've done an amazing job. We're far from perfect, but we've done an amazing job. Everybody have left it on the field. Everybody have left it on the field. This is where you now have the power. Tomorrow, everybody equal. Cheha, you will wake up in the morning to go vote. Joseph Boyka will wake up and go vote. George Weah will wake up and go vote. Ellis Cummings will wake up and go vote. Every single one of us have the power of this one vote. It's been an amazing time. Peabody, I don't know, you want to say something because you just popped up, but I think it's an important...
I'm going to be really short.
Yeah.
I join with everyone else to inform the Liberian people that your vote is your right, and pray for a peaceful election tomorrow. I'm calling on all my brothers and sisters in Liberia. When you vote, wait for NEC to announce it. Do not listen to anybody to tell you that you won or they won. Let NEC be the one. Let's avoid bloodshed. Let's avoid fighting or stoning each other. Nobody is Liberian or the other person. We are all Liberians. Let us demonstrate that we can make it. Let us demonstrate that we Liberians are peaceful people. We don't want war. Vote, vote, vote. No violence. No violence. May God continue to bless our land and save Liberia. Thank you.
Thank you. Henry Jala, we're going to be playing the next video to close so that our people get a chance to listen to this education. Again, we will be here, I believe, tomorrow after the voting and the subsequent days to know what we're going to be headed as our nation. Make this important decision tomorrow. It's been a great time.
Everybody, hello.
Let's go out there. Henry Jala. Go ahead. You'll play the video now. Good.
So your cousins, uncles, and everybody will get back.
Hello, my Liberian people. Tuesday, October 10 is our elections day. The voting will start 8 a.m. in the morning and end 6 p.m. in the evening. Here are things you need to know about the voting process elections day. 1. Make sure you have your voting ID card and go to the first center where you register to vote on elections day. 2. When you reach at the voting center, show your voting ID card to the NEC staff and stand behind the last person on the line. Do not stand in front of others who are already in the line. 3. Only people with special needs like the physically challenged, old people, pregnant women, and young baby mothers will be taken to the front of the line to vote. 4. After a while, it will be your time to vote. Give your voter ID card to the NEC staff so that he or she can check if you should be at that center. The NEC staff will also show you your polling place or room. 5. When you enter the polling room or place, they will check for your name in the final registration room. 6. You will be given 3 ballot papers on election day. Red for presidential, blue for senatorial, and green for representative. 7. You must mark with a pen or thumbprint in a box in front of the photo of the candidate of your choice. There are 3 ways to mark your ballot papers: check mark, or an X, or with your thumbprint. Note, you must only mark one time on each ballot paper. 8. If you mark using thumbprint, you should wait a moment till the mark dries before folding the ballot papers. 9. You should fold each ballot paper separately and put the ballots in the rightful box. 10. Your choice as a voter is a secret and no one has the right to know. Please watch out for the following on Elections Day. 1. All registered voters are to vote only one time. It is a crime to attempt to vote twice or more. 2. Please avoid violence during the election. Violence is not good during election because elections come and go. We will have to live together to build Liberia after these elections. 3. Do not get involved in any campaign activities on Elections Day. If you see anyone campaigning, please report to the NEC. Vote Liberia.
Oh, that's really cool. Cool.